Ontario's Endangered Species Act has been called the best in Canada, in part because it puts science ahead of politics in deciding on the protection measures for species. Yet your government is seriously considering exempting the forestry industry from a need to protect the critical habitat of endangered caribou, despite the fact that science tells us that if we want caribou to survive, they need large areas of intact habitat. Is science going to continue to take a back seat to politics in the implementation of the Endangered Species Act?
Well, science is the underpinning of all we do at the Ministry of the Environment. It also underpins what happens at the Ministry of Natural Resources. And so it is important for us always to recognize science. We live in a world now where there are more and more people who seem to be anti-science. I can tell you that the McGuinty government is pro-science. We understand the benefits of science and the scientific method and its rigor and about how that should inform good public policy. We'll always strive to try to find that balance about sustainability. As I've said before, it's the sustainability which is important, that it's not green versus the economy, it's the green economy. That's where we need to be going into the future. And when it comes to the Endangered Species Act, the reason we're so proud of it is the old rules really set up a dynamic where there is either or. And the great thing about the Endangered Species Act, it allows us to find that balance. What do we need to do when it comes to development to ensure that there is alternative habitat? Because what we're trying to do is save the species and protect it. But we're not saying that as a result, there is no need for us as a species to be able to grow into our own habitat. And so how do we make that balance there? It's not either or, it's both. And so we'll continue to try to find that balance where we're able to have a well-protected and vibrant biodiverse ecosystem, but also make sure that we're part of it. And that's what the endangered species allows us, that new tool that we have in our arsenal that we can use. I was disappointed that so many of our opponents either seem to be against it or are Hamlet about it. On these type of things, you have to decide. Either you're for protecting endangered species or you're not. Once you set that and you say that's your goal, then you have to find the balance. Just like we are for green energy, and now we're trying to find the balance about how that helps create green energy jobs. There's nothing wrong with us having more jobs in the province of Ontario, having people pay taxes and support the high-quality public education and public health care that we're known for around the world. So again, what we've tried to do as a government is to find that balance. We're always open to suggestions, but we say no to the anti-science crowd that's out there. And we also say no to people who say it's either or, when in a sustainable environment, it's both.